Have you ever sat at the edge of your bed one morning, looked around your home and thought, why does everything suddenly feel more expensive than it used to? Maybe your pension doesn't stretch as far as you thought it would, or perhaps, despite a lifetime of savings, you still feel uncertain every time an unexpected expense pops up. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. So many seniors, maybe even people you know, are quietly carrying the same burden. Not just financial stress, but also a deeper worry. Did I prepare enough? Did anyone warn me about this part of aging? The truth is, turning 60 is not what it used to be. You may still feel young at heart, full of wisdom and energy, but the world around you has changed, especially when it comes to money. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the most shocking financial truths that often hit people after 60, truths that very few people talk about openly, but they can make all the difference in how peaceful or stressful your later years become. These aren't meant to scare you, but to prepare you, to open your eyes gently but honestly, because the sooner you understand what's really going on, the sooner you can take control, make adjustments, and live your senior years with dignity, comfort, and confidence. Let's start with something that quietly creeps up on almost everyone after 60. Something that doesn't make headlines but quietly empties your bank account over time. It's the slow and steady rise of living costs, something that feels small until it isn't. We all know inflation is real, but when you're no longer working full-time or bringing in a regular income, even minor price jumps feel like a punch in the stomach. Take grocery shopping, for example. Maybe a few years ago, 1,500 rupees could get you a full week's supply of essentials. Today, that same amount might only cover 4 or 5 days, especially if you're eating healthy or have dietary restrictions. Even electricity bills seem to creep higher every month. Property taxes, fuel costs, insurance premiums, they all go up little by little, and the burden adds up silently. The hardest part? Your income usually doesn't rise along with it. Pensions stay fixed. Interest on savings doesn't grow the way it once did. And unless you've built multiple income sources, you find yourself tightening your belt more each year. But here's the catch, and this is what really stings for so many seniors. You did everything right. You worked hard, saved, followed advice, lived within your means, but no one told you that the world you'd retire into would become this expensive, this fast. No one warned you that your fixed income wouldn't be enough for a moving target. And so, what often follows is a quiet sense of guilt or frustration. Some people stop buying things they enjoy. Others hesitate to go out, visit family, or travel, even if they're still healthy and active, because they don't want to spend too much. But life after 60 shouldn't feel like a punishment. You deserve to enjoy these years without counting every single rupee twice. Now that brings us to another painful reality. It's the feeling of being financially useful, something that changes drastically after retirement, and no one prepares you for it. Throughout your life, maybe you were the breadwinner, the provider, the one who handled bills, school fees, emergencies. But now, that role has shifted. Maybe your children are financially independent. Maybe your spouse, or even society, treats you like your financial voice doesn't carry as much weight anymore. And that can feel strange, even a little disheartening, because money isn't just about survival, it's also about dignity, about feeling capable, respected, involved. When you feel sidelined from financial decision-making, whether in your family or even with service providers, It slowly chips away at your self-worth. You start questioning yourself. Am I becoming a burden? Do they think I don't understand anymore? But let me tell you something that needs to be said loud and clear. Your value does not disappear just because your paychecks stop. Your wisdom, your experience, your sacrifices, those are priceless. What you know about money matters just as much, if not more, than how much you bring in every month. Unfortunately, society often forgets this. Banks may treat you differently, salespeople might talk past you, and sometimes even well-meaning family members make financial decisions for you instead of with you. That shift, however subtle, can leave you feeling like a spectator in your own life. So what can you do? First, don't be afraid to speak up. Let your children know you still want to be part of financial conversations. Review your finances regularly, even if someone else manages them. Ask questions. Stay involved. Your money, your life, it's still your business. And if you haven't done it yet, consider sitting down with a trusted financial advisor, not just to review investments, but to look at your entire post-60 strategy. Sometimes just one conversation can help you make small changes that stretch your savings farther or reveal opportunities you didn't know you had. It's easy to believe that once you cross a certain age, your options shrink. But in truth, options exist at every stage of life. You just have to keep looking, learning, and trusting your instincts. You've already survived and achieved more than many people ever will. Don't let a few unexpected financial truths make you feel like your power is gone. It's not. It's just changing shape. Now let's take a breath together. You're here, you're listening, and that means you're already a step ahead. Because awareness is always the first step towards strength. There's no shame in discovering these truths a little late. There's only power in choosing to do something about them now. There's another truth that sneaks in slowly, almost silently, and it's one that most people don't recognize until it's too late. It's the financial strain that comes from unexpected medical costs. See, when we think about retirement, we often imagine freedom, time to relax, maybe travel, or simply spend more moments with family. But very few of us imagine how much time and money will go into managing our health. Even if you're relatively healthy now, things change. A single hospitalization, a couple of specialist visits, a few new prescriptions. Suddenly, your monthly medical expenses start eating into your savings faster than you expected. And the worst part, these aren't optional costs. You can't postpone a surgery the way you'd postpone a vacation. You can't ignore a heart condition like you would an outdated appliance. Health becomes priority number one, and rightly so, but it comes with a price tag. What makes it even harder is that insurance doesn't always cover everything. Maybe you have a policy, but the premiums have gone up. Or perhaps the coverage doesn't include everything you need anymore, like physiotherapy, home care, or newer medications. Many seniors find themselves in this in-between place where the help is almost enough, but not quite. And then there's dental care, vision, hearing aids. None of these are cheap, yet they're essential to maintaining your quality of life. How many people do you know who have delayed getting a new pair of glasses or skipped a dental checkup simply because the cost felt too high? Too many. The emotional cost is real too. No one likes to feel like their health depends on their bank balance. It creates this quiet tension where every health decision is also a financial one. Should I get that test now or wait another month? Can I afford this procedure if it means cutting down on groceries next month? These are the questions many seniors silently wrestle with. But here's something important to remember. Your health is an investment, and sometimes the best way to protect your finances is to protect your body first. A delayed diagnosis can cost more physically, emotionally, and financially than early treatment ever would. So where possible, prioritize preventive care. Drink enough water, move your body, get regular checkups. And if you're lucky enough to have some form of coverage, use it. Don't save it for later. Later may cost more. Now let's talk about something that touches the heart more than the wallet, but it still leaves a financial mark. It's something very few people want to admit out loud, but many experience silently. Helping out family financially, even when you can't really afford to. Maybe it's a grown-up child who's between jobs or a grandchild needing tuition money. Maybe it's a sibling who fell on hard times or someone in the family asking for a loan just until next month. Now, generosity is beautiful, and the instinct to help your family is something to be proud of. But here's the problem. Most seniors give from their heart, not from their spreadsheet, and often they give more than they can safely afford to. There's this idea that parents or grandparents should always be there to help. And while it's a lovely sentiment, it can sometimes lead to quiet financial sacrifice. Your own plans get delayed, your budget gets tighter, and your sense of stability begins to waver. And yet you stay silent. Why? Because you love them. Because you don't want them to worry. Because saying no feels selfish or cold. But what if I told you that protecting your financial stability is also a gift to your family? Because when you stay strong, mentally, physically, and financially, you reduce the chances that they'll have to take care of you later on. Setting boundaries isn't pushing people away. It's choosing long-term strength over short-term sacrifice. So how do you find the balance? Maybe it starts with a simple shift from saying yes by default to saying, let me think about it. Give yourself time. Review your numbers. Ask, can I afford to give this money without disrupting my own needs? If the answer is no, then consider non-financial ways to support. Offer your time. Offer your advice. Offer your love. But don't offer your security, because your later years should not be spent worrying about what's left in your bank account after helping everyone else. You've already spent a lifetime giving. This chapter of life is about peace, about comfort, about making decisions from a place of joy, not guilt. And that brings me to one more truth that's often overlooked. But it can cost you more than any hospital bill or family emergency. It's the hidden price of loneliness. You see, when people retire or when children move away, daily routines change. Friend circles shrink. The phone rings less often, and slowly a gap opens up, a quiet emotional gap that can lead people to spend more just to feel connected again. Maybe it's shopping online more often, not because you need anything, but because a delivery breaks the silence of the day. Maybe it's subscribing to things you rarely use, apps, magazines, meal kits, just to fill time or feel like you're a part of something. Or perhaps you're spending more on entertainment, eating out, or travel just to avoid that hollow feeling that sometimes settles in an empty house. Now, none of those things are wrong, but when emotional spending becomes a pattern, it adds up quickly, and it often masks a deeper need, the need to feel seen, heard, and valued. So what's the solution? It's not about spending less necessarily. It's about spending intentionally. Before you make a purchase, pause and ask yourself, am I buying this because I need it or because I'm feeling lonely right now? And if it's loneliness you're battling, there are better investments. Joining a local group, calling a friend, even volunteering. These things may not come in a box, but they fill the heart in ways that last much longer. Sometimes the most valuable thing we can give ourselves isn't a purchase, it's connection. You still have so much to offer, and there are people out there who would be lucky to hear your stories, your wisdom, your laughter. One truth that quietly surprises many people after 60 is how quickly technology has changed the way we manage money and how easy it is to fall behind. Think about it. Banking has moved online. Payments are digital. Apps track expenses and scams. They've become smarter than ever. For someone who grew up managing money with pen and paper, this shift can feel overwhelming. You may hesitate to try something new, fearing you'll click the wrong button or fall into a trap. And that fear, it's valid. Scammers often target seniors because they assume we're not as tech savvy. From fake phone calls pretending to be your bank, to emails that look official but are designed to steal your information, the dangers are very real. And when you fall victim, the damage isn't just financial. It shakes your trust in the world around you. But you don't need to be a tech expert to stay safe. You just need to be cautious and curious. Ask someone you trust to help you understand basic digital tools. Stick to official apps from your bank. Never share your passwords and always pause before clicking on any suspicious link. Learning a little bit at a time builds your confidence, and confidence is your greatest defense. At the same time, give yourself permission to learn at your own pace. There's no shame in asking questions. In fact, the smartest people are the ones who keep learning, no matter their age. And by staying informed, you're not just protecting your money, you're protecting your independence. So where does all this leave us? With truth, with clarity, and hopefully with a little more courage. Yes, the financial landscape after 60 comes with surprises, but you are not powerless. With awareness, honesty, and a willingness to adapt, you can take back control. You've faced challenges your whole life. You've raised families, built careers, survived losses, and celebrated wins. You're not new to strength. You've just been called to use it in a new way. So take a deep breath. Be proud of how far you've come. And remind yourself that peace, security, and joy are still very much within reach. One thoughtful decision at a time. If this video spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your voice. And if you found value here, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. There's so much more we'll explore together. Here's to living smarter, stronger, and better at any age.